guys, I'm Sync.
And I'm Echo.
And we're back once again playing Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, Mia returned to court.
Well, she did return to court.
Yes.
But we are at 5 years earlier, Mia.
5 years earlier, Mia, 1 year after her first time as defense attorney, defending Phoenix Wright, who is accused of killing Doug Swallow. That's his name, right, Doug? Doug Swallow. Good. So, after a couple testimonies, he is now ready to give us the real truth. So let's hear about it. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock, we split up. And later, I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on that day of the accident.
Lunchtime? Excuse me?
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was just afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Stop playing with your pompadour! Gosh! That thing disturbs me.
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies. Me too, Mia.
Yep.
Me too. What really happened? Hold it! Had you ever met the victim before then?
No, never! But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk to me about Dolly. And this Dolly person is... it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Girlfriend? Is this really embarrassing? He's in college, right?
Yeah.
We're not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What? What was that for, Mia?
Did Mia just hit him? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Oh, Mia. Dear gods. Mia just hits people. She just gets up and, like, violent.
She gets very physical with people, yes.
Oh.
Especially when she's on detention. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles. I see.
Pharmacology. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Yeah, and we both were there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
IVU.
An alchemist, I see. I've got to admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details.
Probably.
About
timing
the
of the meeting? Okay, sure.
So you're absolutely sure that you met at 2:45?
Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they always are doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something.
Whoa, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
I guess it's time to find out about the other part.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Alchemy, suspicious, lab, high voltage. More details. Talk to me about this. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology
Pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know that much, though.
A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity.
That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere.
High-voltage cables?
Yeah, there were electric poles set up around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
I guess they do need, like, all the electricity to work with the machines and stuff, since it is the pharmacological department.
And they have a whole bunch of specialized equipment that needs higher voltage stuff.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
Talked for a bit, split up around 3.
So, what was it that you were talking about?
No, that maybe we should hang out again sometime.
Hang out again sometime. I wish that was true. I wish that was true.
Went back, found him lying there.
Why did you go back? So you said you went back.
Yeah, that's when I found the body.
Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right, I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright, why did you go back there?
I thought maybe we could make up.
That sounds like a Phoenix move.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Phoenix move.
A naive Phoenix move, yes.
Naive Phoenix, aka college Phoenix.
College Phoenix, yeah.
Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this.
Yeah. Past 2 or 3 days.
It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it?
What time of year is it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up.
I mean, literally the moment sun comes out here, everyone is like,
yeah.
Shorts!
Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised.
Right.
At all.
I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh?
Oh, so it is early spring. But yeah,
Hey, timely.
The moment sun comes out, everyone's in shorts around here.
Yeah, I am.
Same. I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know you were taking cold medicine?
Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all of my friends knew about it. You lost your bottle, not your battle. Your bottle around lunchtime.
On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
Who are you with? You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Oh, you can see him smiling underneath a little bit sometimes. Dolly's homemade lunches are the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Yeah. Why'd you punch me in the jaw?
Oh my gosh! Mia! I feel like I just need a game full of this. Oh, I'm so sorry. I felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Phoenix is so dumb that Mia is like, I gotta.
Yeah. I think that's enough for now. So, the defendant and the victim met approximately at the time of his death. Then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. But what do you mean? I knew it was too much to work with for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course.
Wait, right now we don't have any proof that Phoenix did it. Y'all didn't have any testimony that, like, prove he did it. Only the defendant went up. This isn't enough for a verdict, but at least the judge is like, well, we have to figure out how the murder was carried out, because if he had was like, I think it's time for a verdict, I'd be like, Bitch, where's your proof?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so smart judge. Just how was the victim electrocuted?
Was it the wires? I feel like it was the wires.
I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you're correct, Your Honor.
Hang on. Crime photo 1. Yep, they're dumb wires that's just clip.
Yeah, broken, yeah, just broken and sparking.
This. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I somehow establish how it was done, maybe I can still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Yep, I can. Your Honor!
Yeah, yes, Miss Faye?
I believe that if we were to place together everything we heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Where's your evidence? Huh, of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Sure, yeah, I did.
Alright, let's see.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Yep. Uh-huh. Take that! As for the cause of death, I say this picture captured it quite well.
Well, what?
By the way, prosecution, you're the one who presented that? The fuck? How do you not catch that?
Yeah. But there's nothing here that remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail.
What? Oh my gosh.
Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmaceutical students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about all this? Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man!
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies.
That the high voltage cable was cut?
The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant!
I don't think so?
What if it was cut before?
And then it just happened to...
And then Phoenix grabbed it and shoved it towards him. That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying?
Yeah. If it was already cut, he could have used it to...
Okay. I guess, but if I was the victim, and I saw there were high voltage cables like severed around the area, I'd be like, let's be somewhere else.
Yeah.
I would be stupidly
I'm assuming that's what he's implying. It's assuming that it was cut before. Yeah.
Because, okay, I guess, like, Phoenix has no common sense. I'm assuming the victim has more common sense than Phoenix, because everyone do. So, I'm pretty sure that if it was cut before, he wouldn't be there. He'd be like, no, we're gonna die here because there's this cable just going like everywhere. I don't want to die. I wouldn't stay there. I'd be like, let's go somewhere else. Bye.
That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that establishes that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? No. Fingerprints. I've mentioned it before. You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. You can see the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it's quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electric cable.
What the hell? Yet again, I'm still saying...
Order! 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 That's enough!
If I saw a severed electrical cable or, like, just hanging around, I'd be like, bye.
Somewhere else, yeah. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue this cross-examination.
I think we can conclude that that theory is bullshit.
Stick a fork in us. We're done.
But Mr. Grossberg!
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show's over, I knew that boy was guilty from the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor!
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand out his verdict.
But I can't just say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss Faye.
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute.
Mr. Wright.
I'll tell you what really happened. I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, that's none of your business. I'm telling you, for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her, that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that.
Oh, fuck.
What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're absolutely convinced you are. Please, give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. I'll be okay. It'll be okay. Won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
I don't need to know what your hemorrhoids are doing.
My hemorrhoids.
Please, don't talk about your hemorrhoids.
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove.
That is a really, really hard shove for someone who didn't really put that much technique into it.
Yeah. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, and he was just lying there, dead.
A loud noise. Say the noise of the cable being snapped.
Well, that explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. The time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there wasn't electrical cables nearby. There had been something like that, I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
See, there we go.
See, I told you. If I was someone meeting up somewhere and I saw an electrical cable severed and hanging around, I'd be like, nope, bye.
Yeah, so our case now is someone else killed him.
The cable wasn't there, so it couldn't be premeditated murder.
Yeah. Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination does not yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
Sweet.
When I push the victim. Guy who's talking bad about Dolly. It's a little after 3. That's on his clock. A little after 3. They met at 2:45. And I gotta assume that clock showed after getting electrocuted, that clock stopped working.
Yeah, probably.
So that means that he died a little after 3, but Phoenix came back at 3, didn't he? I forget. They
he
parted
came in later. Yeah.
They parted at 3.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I want to
give him a shove.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Backwards. B goes backwards.
Yeah. Loud noise. Let's hear about the loud noise.
Okay. Whoops. That's what I want.
Because you said like maybe that was the cable being snapped.
A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like a snap. You know, something. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
That's not a snap sound. Objection! Objection is right, Mia. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
More details!
More details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could have been...
Yes, could have been... Hurry up and tell us!
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Maybe. He could have been borrowing it for all we know.
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner.
Oh my gosh.
Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important about this testimony just now?
Well... Yeah, it's important, but hang on, I'm trying to figure out what. The umbrella snapped and it was under him. So the umbrella could have been like, you know how like when you hold an umbrella, sometimes you're like likely to get hit by lightning, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So it was under him, could have been like that, but it also would not have been the sound of the guy being electrocuted. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this shape umbrella is more than important. It's vital. Oh, no. I want to officially have it entered into this testimony.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Wait a minute. Wasn't the umbrella, like, far away in the picture? Yeah, it's not under him.
There we go. The court agrees to this defense's request. Witness, please add a bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I showed him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella.
Yeah.
Objection! Objection! Why didn't you testify that umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on, if I had mentioned that...
I would have been able to counter the prosecution arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo.
What do you mean by that?
According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, right after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Oh!
Order! Victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Oh. Okay.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown by the wind.
No, he was on top of it. That was impossible. Found near the electrical pole at the crime scene. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella.
There you go.
There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
Shut it, Payne.
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial.
It's not trivial.
But as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment.
It's not small doubt. I would be like, oh shite, the umbrella moved far away from the victim? That's not small.
No!
In your face, Payne.
However, I still find it hard to believe a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Well done, Mia.
Hang on. Before the victim fell on top of his umbrella, there was a loud sound when this happened. Okay.
Cool.
I wish I could show my attorney badge to someone as Mia.
Was it? I want to see. Like, what does it say? Her badge say?
Proof of my profession. Yeah. I just
want to present it. Yeah, I know.
Hey, Grossberg, when we're in recess, can I present my badge to you for no reason whatsoever?
We'll see. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Controversial. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Hair flip! How bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
The confidence that Phoenix never had.
Yeah. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think it's a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess.
I've been waiting for this too, by the way.
Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Well,
all right, guys. In the next episode, we will pick back up at this recess and then head into the second part of this trial, getting the cross-examination of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's testimony. See you guys then.
Bye.